we're running with green and purple in the back because mostly I don't know my complementary colors, but I don't know. I thought that seemed good. Can you tell I'm not a visual artist?
This would be so much easier if I wasn't colorblind.
Hello friends, my name is Anthony. Some people call me Twan. I'm a multi-instrumentalist and a mixing engineer. And I'm here today to do reaction and analysis of something. You know, I spent some time in Italy at the end of last year, 2023. I was on tour with Yngwie Malmsteen. We were opening for them as they toured through Europe. We went to this little hole-in-the-wall diner in Padua, Italy. As you can imagine, the menu was all in Italian. I don't speak Italian, don't know it. So we walked in, it was like 2 a.m, by the way, after the show. The owner was super nice chap. And he said some Italian words and we just like looked at each other. And on the menu, there was one singular photo of food and we went, and we just pointed to it. And he goes, oh. So he says words and we point at the food and then he says other words and we just, see. He goes, oh, see, and then he goes and walks up. We're like, sweet. And this man comes out with the biggest gosh darn plate of food I have ever seen in my entire life. There was bacon or some kind of bacon and ham and eggs of 2 or 3 different kinds, and there was a steak, and there were potatoes and fries, and there was salads and all kinds of shit just onto this plate. We were like, bro, there's no way that we can eat this. We ate the whole damn thing and felt great about it. And that's when I realized that the food in America is actively trying to murder us. Because if you ate that much of something from like an American place, you would die.
What are you gonna do, big guy? Shit on me? Yeah. Order up.
Because it's all just artificial crap and it's super heavy and super not good for you. It was just a very interesting revelation. I'm assuming lots of you are not from America. Do you agree? Like, is this something you've experienced if you ever came here? Like, very interested to know your take on the food. While we get there, I've got a song that the YouTube recommended to me. So we're gonna give it a shot. This is Wintersun. The song is Time Live. From what I recall, there's one song from Wintersun that I have seen one time. And that is Time. We saw it. It was, I'm pretty sure, the music video or something for it. But this was back in 2020, 21. And I'll be honest, I never really actively pursued this band as much as I definitely should have. I remember liking it quite a bit, just never really got around to it. So the point of it is I've seen the song, but I really remember nothing about it. All I know is that the bass player is now in Nightfish. Without further ado, and with amazing Italian food on the mind, let's do this thing.
Hell yeah!
Hell yeah!
So, you're not in a hurry to go anywhere. And you still got time.
Oh, it was a pun. That was terrible.
That is convenient. Because this next song is titled
Oh, he's got I forget how great his screaming voice is.
So now is your last chance to lose your last drop of energy you got. Go fucking crazy! Are you ready?
I'm ready. This is great videography, by the way. I know it's like one camera, but it looks cool. I love watching singers like do their thing. They're always so good at like controlling a crowd. The lights are sweet. They're really cool. Pretty good sound for a live performance. I love it when screamers sing, because they always have such amazing vocal control. And the backing tracks do a great job filling in the sound when the guitar player plays lead and stops doing rhythm. Nice. Oh, he's doing the thing over the top. Nice. I was paying attention to the drums, actually. They're going ham back there. This camera work is really fun. I like it a lot. He's very touchy-feely. I love that. This song definitely feels like the finale to a live show. It's got that vibe. That camera person is on it. She was following, like when the singer went down and up, she followed him. She's on it. clean. It's a really good chorus. It's so epic. I love it. I'm mesmerized. Hey, camera guy, you should go back to the drummer. I want to see what he's doing. That's an iconic shot right there. Sick. These guys are fun. I like them live. Very indicative of the singer's technical prowess, that this is the end of the set and he's still got a real powerful voice. Means he's doing it right. That was a really good ending song. Is it over? I don't want to stop it if it's not. There's still like 4 minutes. Is it just... If it's all just them standing there, I'm gonna fast forward this part. That's cool. They're like doing all this while the outro kind of plays. Always a good idea to have some kind of musical thing always going on. God, I did that at the end of the shows at the Mountain Scene tour. I was tossing out pics. Man, people were just rabid for that stuff. It's crazy. I didn't bring nearly enough. I didn't expect anyone to care, because it's me. No one knows who I am. I'll stop it there. I love it. That was awesome. I love that song. That's a good one. It's a very, very powerful closer. So that was a good 8. Was a good 8 choice on the part of the band. What can I say about the song? Okay, so don't take these words the wrong way. There was not a ton happening as far as individual members throwing down super hard. Now, that's not to say they weren't throwing down, because they 100% were. The point I'm kind of making is, like, when you have a song that's that long, because I think that song was like 10 minutes or something. You know, a lot of times you maybe would expect like a guitar solo to last a good 30 seconds to a minute. And we just didn't really get anything like that. Now, it's not to say we didn't get guitar shreds, because we 100% did. It just kind of subverted the expectation that I had about kind of what I was, ready to see. But we did get a bass solo. That was kind of cool. And the drums, man, I don't know how the drums can just sit back there and just double bass pedal and do all that crazy shit for 10 minutes straight. I'm learning drums. I've only got maybe a minute of double kick in me before my feet die. Always mad props. And now I understand why drummers get so damn sweaty. And then, yeah, so like I mentioned with Mr. Singer Man, and I'll say it again because it bears repeating, it's a testament to his overall vocal prowess that they can go for an entire show. And because I'm assuming these guys are headlining, it's probably an hour and a half set. That is a long time, and that is extremely taxing for any singer. I always get nervous when I have to sing for hour sets because, like, your voice is a muscle and it can give out on you at any moment. Like, you ever just been walking, and then your knee decides, I'm gonna stop working, and you're just like, oh, you just like fall or stumble because your knee's just like, nah. That shit, it's a muscle. That your knee's not a muscle, but the analogy is the same. Your voice can just like every now and again. It just does. So to be able to keep it in good enough shape, especially, you know, after an hour and a half show of pretty intense singing, low and high and screaming and talking to the crowd and having to talk a lot before and after the show, that's pretty, it puts some wear and tear on these things that make noise for you. And so for him to still have a voice to speak through at the end of the night is pretty cool, let alone still be able to sing as powerfully as, you know, the beginning of the set. And then there are singers, I'm sure you've seen this, like there are singers and like halfway through their set, they're talking to the crowd and they kind of sound like this, and their voice gets kind of breaking, and or maybe it's really deep and raspy. Shit like that. That's because they're blowing it out. They're literally blowing their voice out because they're doing it wrong. They're pushing too hard, pushing too much air, using incorrect technique, or they're just ejaculating prematurely. And you want to blow your load early. Big props to that guy for keeping his shit together. I always have to be very careful when I go on tour. You can't drink. You know, you can't do anything like that because it dries up your vocal cords and you completely screw yourself for the next day. So I'm assuming this is on a tour. If it's a one-off, you know, there's a little more leniency because you don't have to sing night after night after night after night. But if it's like at the final leg of like a tour after you've been doing it for 2 months and you do that, it's crazy how that voice held up. As far as, okay, so my comment in the song where I talked about how I love when singers go to singing because they always have super powerful voices. The reason for that is because screamers are masters at the diaphragmatic support. So if you do not know how to scream, I only barely know how to scream. I don't do it very often, so I'm not very good at it. But the basis of it is you do something like this. You make a noise, and then instead of pushing louder through tension in the throat or the face, you push it louder through tension in your abdominal muscles and your diaphragm. You make a very quiet sound, like a creaky door. You go, wah. And then all you do is just push that from here. You do nothing up here. You just like, wah. And then you just push it. As you can tell, I'm not good at this. But the point is the same, right? So they're just pushing a shit ton with their diaphragm, getting all this air moving through and all this support. And they have a different set of chords, you know, pumping together that are not your actual vocal cords. They're what they call false chords. And it is rough on the voice. I can tell you that. Even if you do it right, it is still taxing. It's hard. So once again, to be able to do that consistently at the end of a show, mad props. Love it. Oh, yeah, right. But my point was, so because they can push with their diaphragm and they're very good at that, when they transition to singing, if they have good singing technique, it's always a super powerful singing voice because they have all this crazy support that like they already, you know, have been doing, typically a lot more so with the screams than the singing, I think. I could be wrong because again, I'm kind of new to this. Anyway, I'll leave it at that. The only other thing I noticed was these guys are really good on stage, super tight, really fun. They were doing shapes and interacting with each other and the crowd, and that's always paramount when you're playing a live show. Don't just look at the crowd. Don't just look at your instrument. You gotta look at each other, man. You guys are up there together. You gotta touch each other and poke each other and make fun of each other and kick each other in the dick and just all that kinds of stuff, because that's the kind of energy that the crowd will eat alive. Oh yeah, and then the last thing was the videography. The camera, I think it was camera lady, could be wrong, I hope I'm not wrong. The camera person, I'll just say that to be safe. Camera person was on it, like I said. He, she, whoever was, they were following the whoever they were following on a gimbal. And then when that person would like dip, they would dip with that guy and like follow it super close. And that's really hard to anticipate. Now, unless they've been doing it day after day on tour or something, you know, you have to be really intimately familiar with the songs to kind of be able to pick up on where these cues for movements might actually be. So mad props to them as well for doing that. That made that video awesome. That's all I got to say there. Thanks everybody for tuning in and hanging out to the end. I appreciate you. If you like what's going on here, hit that subscribe button below. I sing in 2 bands and play guitar in a 3rd. All the info is in the description below. And on this channel, I also do like 1-man band covers and other kinds of musical things. So you can see me put my mouth where my money is. Yeah, so if you want to see any of that, hit the subscribe button and we can hang out and be friends. Thanks for hanging out. Now get out.